Sejam muito bem-vindos a mais uma live aqui, mais um aulão gratuito. Welcome, 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 guys, to another free class here tonight. We're going to talk about phrasal verbs and their prepositions. Okay, and well, I'm sure you've all had a lot to do today. Some of you went out to have fun. Some of you stayed home and just rested because today it is a holiday. But I'm here for you guys, and tonight we're going to talk about phrasal verbs. So if you're popping by and you still don't know me, my name is Karen. I'm an English teacher. And here in our channel, you're going to find lessons, tips, and curiosities about English. And tonight, our theme is about phrasal verbs. Before we get started, what are phrasal verbs? Phrasal verbs, they are actions, okay? They are words that are formed, they are built with a verb plus a preposition, and you have a completely different meaning. Okay, for example, I'll grab a verb like get, and I'll add a preposition. For example, up. Get up. So by adding up to that verb, it gives me a different meaning that it would have if I used it with down, for example. Okay? Now, speaking of which, I want you guys to think about the prepositions that we use with this verb. So, a phrasal verb is formed by a verb or an adverb, okay? A verb and a preposition, or a combination of both. Sometimes you will find a phrasal verb that is formed by a preposition and an adverb as well. Okay, but what I want you guys to think about is, for example, this preposition here, in. When you think about in, what do you think, right? You probably cannot see the little cat there because, well, my image is in front of it, but there is a little cat inside a box, right? Whenever you see in, you immediately think about the inside, right? The inside of something. Okay, so the verb followed by in will provide the general idea of inside. So whenever you see a verb with the preposition in, you bet that that verb plus in will give you this idea of inside. So I just started out with get, and my first example I have here is with the verb get, which I like to say it is a joker of the deck, because get, it's such a versatile verb you can use for so many different meanings and contexts. If you get a dictionary, get, just the verb to get has like several pages of meaning. So to get in, what does it mean to get in? It means to arrive, to enter. Okay, so I usually get in at 9 a.m. at work. What does that mean? I usually get in. It means that I start working, I go in, I enter work at 9 a.m. Okay? The robbers, you know, the robbers. I could name a few people that could be considered robbers in the government, especially a very high up guy, but doesn't matter. But the robbers must have gotten in through the bathroom window. Okay? What does that mean? Gotten in. So when you go out, it's customary for you to lock all the doors. And windows, of course. But sometimes we forget about the bathroom window because bathroom windows are usually small. People can't really go through it. But in our example here, the robbers must have gotten in. They went inside the house through the bathroom window. Okay? The minibus has a lift to help wheelchair users to get in. Okay? The minibus, when we're talking about a minibus, it is obviously a bus that is a bit smaller. And what would it be? What would a lift be? So all of the buses nowadays, they are adapted to enable people on a wheelchair to be able to get in, to get inside. Okay? So what happens? The driver pulls out this platform that goes down. The guy with the wheelchair gets on, and then it goes up, and then the guy in the wheelchair goes in the bus. So the minibus has a lift. To lift, it's to go up. Has a lift to help the wheelchair users to get in. Okay, so I'm sure you're all familiar with get in. Get in. It means to enter, to arrive. All right. And how about go in? What does it mean to go in? It's a synonym. Get in, go in. There are synonyms. All right. So now that we are going into winter time, so in a few days, winter it's going to start. The days are getting cooler and colder. Here in Brazil, it isn't actually really, really cold yet. But at night, when we go out, we definitely need to carry at least a jacket so we don't get chilly. So it's gotten colder. Maybe we should go in. Okay, maybe we should go in. What does that mean? Oh, maybe we should go inside. Let's go in. Let's go back inside the house. All right. Oh, they went in once it started to rain. Okay. So they were playing, the kids were playing outside in the playground, and suddenly the clouds just came in and started thundering and lightning, and the rain started pouring down, and the kids went in once it started to rain. Okay? The candidate was looking anxious as he was going in for the interview. So when we're talking about the candidate, who wouldn't be looking anxious when you're going to an interview, when you're going for an interview, especially if you're going to have a job interview, right? You always look anxious. So in this case, it can be any kind of candidate. You can be a candidate, like a political candidate. It could be a a candidate for a job position, right? Anyone who is applying for a position that needs to go in for an interview tends to look anxious. Oh my gosh, I'm writing ideas. Starts tapping their feet on the ground, shaking their legs, right? The candidate starts looking anxious. So again, in idea of entering, of inside. Now let's take a look at take in. We all know that take means to grab. So for example, I took my phone. So I have my phone in my hand. I took my mouse, right? So this is the action of take. So when we add in with the verb to take, it means to absorb, to understand, to include. So this is a very true sentence, okay? It's really hard to take in all of the world's happenings. Especially lately, it's been crazy. Politics, geopolitics, war, climate, crazy things happening all around the world. So it's really hard to take in, to understand, to absorb everything that is going on. Okay, so you can say you're talking to someone and someone comes up to you and gives you like a really critical, I would say a very critical piece of news, and you go like, and the person was like, so I'm like, I'm having a bit of a hard time taking it in. Give me a second so I can digest this little piece of news right there. Okay, so that's a way that you can use this expression to take in. All right, she has had a hard time taking in all he has done to her. So she has had a hard time absorbing the same. It has the same meaning, the same situation I just explaining. Taking in all he has done to her. It's like, how could he? You know, after all he's done for her, how could he? So it's a bit difficult to take it in. All right, and the last sentence, it has a bit of a different meaning from what I was doing right now, and it is about receiving, including. In this case, some countries are well known for taking in refugees, right? For example, for many years now, we've taken in a lot of refugees from Venezuela, all right? So we've been taking in, we've been including people, we've been including all these refugees into our society. Now, here's another verb. What does it mean to fly? Okay. So I'm flying, right? So to fly, and I'll fly away from here, just joking around. So to fly in, again, remember the idea of inside. So whenever we use this expression, it means that we are arriving somewhere by plane. The president just flew in on the Air Force One. Okay, which means that the president just arrived by plane on the Air Force One. Okay, Air Force One is the presidential plane of the United States. So whenever the president goes anywhere, goes on any trip, he flies on an Air Force One, on the Air Force One, okay? Oh, my sister is flying in at 5 p.m. Can you pick her up at the airport, please? Okay, so basically now I'm telling someone that my sister will be arriving at the airport at 5 p.m. So she will be arriving at the airport at 5 p.m. by plane, and I need this person to go and pick her up. Okay. So we'll be flying into New York on November 20th this year. I received this, Jesus. Please. So I'm saying is that we will be going to New York on the 20th of November this year by plane. So every time we use fly in, it means we're arriving somewhere by plane. And what does it mean to give in? Okay, to give, it means to, I'm handing this to you. Okay, something is getting out of my hands to your hands. When I say give in, it means that I accept you. It means that I accept I have been defeated. Okay? That I finally agree with someone after refusing to agree, or decided to do what someone else wants. So let's say you're a very stubborn person. Do you understand this word? Stubborn. Stubborn is someone who is like, cabeça dura, teimosa. No, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, that, All right. Have you given up yet? Have you given in to my suggestion? Fine, I'll do it. Okay, I admit failure, I give in. I surrender. Okay, so to give in is a synonym to surrender. I surrender. All right, so John finally gave in once he realized he had no way to win the game of chess. So instead of losing, instead of, suffering a checkmate, he decided to give in. Good game. You did great. See you next time. All right. Now, if you keep on asking for the raise, maybe the boss will give in. So, are you looking for a raise, a salary raise? Just keep asking your boss, hey boss, so yeah, I was thinking maybe you could give me a little bit of a raise, right? So if you keep on asking over and over, maybe he will give in. Sorry, guys. And our kids kept begging us to go to the beach, and we finally gave in. They're like, Mom, come on, please, 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 let's go to the beach, let's go to the beach, let's go to the beach. All right, we'll go to the beach on our next vacation. So that means that we finally gave in. We surrendered. We surrendered to their desire, to their wish, to what they wanted. All right. Now, the next one, the next phrasal verb, the next preposition we're going to talk about is out. Okay? So, when in gives you the idea of inside, out gives you the idea of the opposite. Right? It gives you the idea of the outside. So when a verb is followed by out, it gives us the general idea of outside. So here's what I did. I got the same verbs and I just switched out the prepositions. So before I used in and now we're using out. So to get in, it means to arrive. To enter. To get out, it means to leave. To remove something. So nowadays, we have to beg the kids to get out of the house. All they want to do is play video games. Right? Do you sympathize with this sentence? Oh my gosh, I have to beg my kid to get out of the house. All he wants to do is to play his PS5, PS4, whatever. Right? Get out. How about this one? This is one of the best product I've ever purchased. It got the stain out the first wash. What does it mean to get the stain out? It means that I probably spilled some coffee on my clothes and I used this product that specifically takes stain out. So, and it got the stain out on the first wash. All right? She got out of the car right before the bus smashed it. Oof, thank goodness. So she parked it, and as soon as she got out of the car, the bus came in, hit it, smashed it. So, what does that mean? It means that she left the car. She removed herself from the car. Now, when go in, it means to go inside, to enter. To go out, it means to go outside. But look here. To go out, it means to leave. To be on a romantic relationship. Light candle stop working. To light / candle stop working. So just right now that my lights just blinked, I could say that my light went out. Okay? So the power went out because of the storm. It happens a lot here, especially during the rainy season. Brasilia is always like that. If there's a lot of rain, especially if you live in Guará, for sure, there will be a power outage because of the storm, because of the rain. So the power went out, which means we didn't have any power. We did not have any electricity because of the storm. The power went out. Remember, went is the past of go. Okay? George and Julia have been going out since the company's Christmas party. What does that mean? It means that they have been dating. They have been seeing each other. They are involved in a romantic relationship. Okay, so when you say you're going out, hey, Fulano and Fulana are going out for quite some time now. That means that those two people are engaged in a romantic relationship. Okay, and of course, the literal sense of going outside, going out. My husband and I went out last night to celebrate our anniversary. All right, of course, our anniversary was last month, but we still did go out last night, and it was really fun. We went out to a pizza place, and they had a kiddie place for my daughter to be in. It was really fun. After we went out to that ice cold place, which was pretty cool too. All right, continuing here. So if taken means to absorb, to include, to understand, what do you think it means to take out? To take out, excuse me, pardon me, people. So to take out, it means to remove something. It can be considered a synonym for get out, to get out. Remove something. It can be to withdraw money. Okay, what does it mean to withdraw money? So to withdraw money, it means that you go to the ATM machine, the bank. You go to the bank, you put in your bank card, you put your PIN number, and you type in the amount of money you want to take out. Okay? So it means to withdraw money. It can also mean to borrow money from the bank. Okay? And as well as ordering food. So if somebody comes to you and say, hey guys, do you want to get a takeout tonight? It means that they're asking if you want to order some food instead of cooking, for example, or going out to eat. Just get a takeout. All right? So our kids love Friday nights because it is the takeout night and they can order whatever they want. Okay? This used to be like a tradition for my mother. Every Friday evening she would order pizza. So it became a tradition. And my sister honors it every day, every Friday they still order pizza. I'm not going to say I don't honor it because I don't have like, okay, today's pizza night. No, I just order whenever I feel like having pizza. But traditions apart, moving on, the children always share their chores. If one is in charge of taking the garbage out, the other one is in charge of doing the dishes. So what does it mean they share their chores? What are chores? Chores, this little word right here, I don't know if you guys can see here. Chores, they are the housework, the house things that need to be done, like doing the dishes, doing the laundry, taking the trash out, cleaning the bedroom, cleaning the bathroom, sweeping the floor, mopping the floor. So these are the customary household chores. So if one is in charge of taking the garbage, the trash out, the other one is in charge of doing the dishes. Okay? Now here's another one. My sister took out a $100,000 school loan thinking she'd have the job once she graduated. Now she is drowning in debt. So it means that she borrowed $100,000 from the bank to pay for her school expenses. And now she has so much debt that she is in trouble, basically. So I had to take some cash out of the bank because they only take cash at the zoo. So guys, if you ever come to Brasilia and you go to the zoo here in Brasilia, please have cash on you, because you can only go in there if you have cash. They don't take Pix and they don't take credit cards, only cash at the entrance. But inside, at the gift store, at the snack stands, they all take in whatever you have. But for you to go inside the zoo, you need to pay cash. All right? So if fly in means to arrive somewhere by plane, to fly out is the opposite. Okay? So to leave somewhere by plane. We are flying out of the JFK at 9 p.m. JFK is one of New York City's airports. All right, they have another one called LaGuardia. So we are flying out of the JFK at 9 p.m. The band flew out of their private jet this morning. Flew out with their private jet this morning. The victim of the accident had to be flown out by helicopter to the hospital. All right. So sometimes when there's a very bad accident that the person needs extremely urgent care, they need to be flown out instead of be taken by ambulance, depending on how far the accident is and how urgent the care they need is, right? And the last but not the least, right? So to give in, it means to surrender, to admit that you have failed, that, to give out, it means that a machine or your body stopped working. It can last no longer. Okay? Simply just stopped. É que nem a gente falar, negócio aqui tá com problema de junta. Just like that. So for example, my car is such an old thing, the poor thing finally gave out last weekend. Okay? So my car is such an old thing. I don't know, my car is such an old thing. It's like a 1974 Brasília amarela. Just joking. That it finally gave out. It stopped working. The engine completely failed and it gave out. Okay? My mother was so weakened. So what does it mean to be weakened? She was so weakened. So to be strong is the opposite of being weak. So to be weakened is the action of being weak. So she was weakened by her illness, by her sickness, that her heart gave out. And the last example that I have here for you guys is in this current situation, we need to stock up. Do you understand? To stock up means to gather things, okay, in order not to risk our food supplies given out. Okay, so during Cold War, a lot of people prepared for a greater war. Some people built underground bunkers. They stored food in hopes that they would actually need to go underground in case there would happen a nuclear holocaust. So before, and I actually recommend you guys to do this also. Stock up on food because prices will go up pretty soon. The world is going crazy, so it's better to stock up your supplies before they give out in your house, in the grocery store, wherever you go. All right. So guys, this is it for tonight. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope that understanding a little bit how much the kind of preposition you have with your verb, how much it influences on the meaning of that phrasal verb, it helps you understand a little better whenever you face one within a text, in a sentence, and helps you speak English better. All right? Thank you so much, and I'll see you all next Thursday. Bye bye.